You're welcome to the tutorial on how to draft a funnel corset with conical shape. We have our pattern here ready. This is the pattern we are using for the project. We have our Ankara fabric that we are using for the class, and also we have our crepe fabric, which is the black fabric. We have our center front, our middle front, and our side front, and I went ahead to join both together to make our side bustier that we'll be using for our bustier. And I went to use our masking tape to tape that part down. Please ensure you tape that part down. And I went ahead to place our pattern on our fabric, and I went ahead to add ½ inch to it around, and this is what it looks like after adding ½ inch to it around. Please ensure you add ½ inch to it around. And I went ahead to add our hairstay to our main fabric at the center front, and I went ahead to add our wording to our lining. Before adding your wording, ensure you add your hairstay first, then your wording at the center front. This is what it looks. And I went ahead to cut out our side front also for our bustier. Can you see I've joined together the pattern? Can you see the pattern is joined together? So I added our wording to it to the side, and our stay to the main fabric also. And also I've gone ahead to mark out the ½ inch on our side front. This is the ½ inch on our side front. I've gone ahead to do that. And all around you will be sewing by ½ inch. And also this is what you'll be doing. You'll be joining them like so by that ½ inch that you have marked out. So this is how you'll be placing it on your machine, and you'll be sewing the side front with the center front together. Same thing applies to the other side. You sew by that ½ inch that you have taken out. So this is the look after I was done joining the bustier. This is the look. Can you see I've gone ahead to join the front also, which is the main fabric, and also the lining, and this is the look. Then the next thing will be ironing. Please ensure you iron this part well. Ensure you iron this part well to avoid being flat. Ensure if you have steaming iron, it will be fine. Ensure you iron that part well with your tailor's arm. Can you see the way we are ironing it so well to avoid being flat? And also we have gone ahead to mark out our boning lines. This will serve for our boning lines. Please ensure you mark out your boning lines so well that you'll be placing your boning on. Ensure you mark it. This depends on your choice. If you want many lines, you can as well draw many lines for your boning. It depends on your choice, but I'll be making few lines on this bustier. And this is how we'll be placing our boning on it. Can you see the way we are placing our boning on it? Can you see? Then we will sew. After placing our boning like so, we will sew. So this is what it looks like after placing our boning. As I've said earlier, you can go ahead to insert many boning of your choice, as many as you want. You can go ahead to draw your lines and insert your boning as many as you want. This depends on your choice. Can you see how it is looking already? I just decided to use a few boning here. Can you see how it looks? It's not looking flat, and it's looking neat and nice. And also you will go ahead to iron this part also after placing your boning. Please ensure you are ironing well to avoid your caging being flat. Ensure you are ironing well. Can you see the way I am using our tailor's arm to iron those parts well? And iron and iron. And after that I went ahead to trim off the upper part to avoid bulkiness and to avoid bulging. So I went out to trim the other upper part. Can you see the way I'm trimming it? You can as well trim yours. Ensure you trim it well. Ensure you trim it well and well. And this is what it looks like after trimming. I still went ahead to trim that part well when I was done. After I was done, this is the fleshing part. I went ahead to flesh our bustier. Before fleshing, I added our hemming gum first before fleshing, and I took our wording. You take your wording and place on it. If you don't want to use wording, you can as well make use of your fiber in this aspect, in this fleshing part. It depends on your choice, but I have wording at home, so I decided to use wording for this project. And also I went ahead to iron that part well. Please ensure you are ironing whenever you are caging. Ensure you are ironing well. So I ironed that part very well, and I added 2 pieces of estate to it. As I've said earlier, you can use fiber for this part. It depends on your choice. And before adding our estate, I went ahead to add our hemi gum before placing our estate to it. After I was done, this is what it looks like. After adding our estay, this is what it looks like, and I went ahead to iron it also. Can you see the looks? Please, can you see the looks? You can go ahead to trim off that part also all around to avoid bugginess. And this is what it looks like after I was done. After I was done sewing, I've gone ahead to turn it over, and this is what our bustier looks like. Can you see the neatness? It is not looking flat. And also I went ahead to trim off that down part to avoid bulkiness and to avoid being having issue on the machine. Can you see? This is what it's looking like. I went ahead to take a piece of stripe to sew. When you open up this stripe, you have 3 inch. When you close, when you iron, when you close, you have 1.5 for this stripe. And also after I was done, this is what it looks like after I was done turning the down part. This is our bustier. It is ready. Can you see? I've gone ahead to turn the armhole part and the down part also. So after I was done with the bustier part, I went ahead to join our fabric together, the panels together, and I sewed by the ½ inch we have taken out, we have marked out. And this is what it looks like after I was done with the front. This is what the front look like. Can you see the neatness? Can you see it is looking neat and nice? This is what it looks like. And also I went ahead to join the back, and this is what the back is looking like. You know, we have 2 pieces for the back, and this is what it's looking like after I was done joining. And also I've gone ahead to join the lining aspect also, and this is what the lining is looking like also. I went ahead to join the back panel to the front on each side, and I went ahead to iron. Can you see the way I am ironing the conical part? Please ensure you iron your conical part, the conical shape, well with your tailor's arm to avoid being flat, because if you do not iron this part well, it will look flat, to be flat. So ensure you iron it with your tailor's arm. Can you see the way I am ironing it? Please look at this process well and do the same with yours to avoid being flat. After I was done, I went ahead to add our structure to it, which is the add stay. I went ahead to add it on our lining. Please note it is on your lining, not on your main fabric. I added it to the back also. Can you see the way I have added it to the back and to the front for our structure? This will actually give our conical shape a well structured shape. Can you see? And after that, I'll be adding our boning to it. So I went ahead to join the side back, which is the lining, the side back to the front. Can you see the way I have joined it? You as well join yours. And we went ahead to iron that part just the way we have done for the front, the conical shape. I've gone ahead to iron it. Can you see the way I am ironing it? Please ensure you iron this part well because of the hard stay that is there, to avoid being flat. So you ensure you iron it just the way you have done for the front. Can you see the way I am ironing the hard stay? After I was done, this is the final look of the lining after ironing it. Can you see the shape is already out? Ensure your shape is out like so. Can you see the shape is already out and is already well structured? So the next thing I went ahead to do is to draw our lines for our structure at the conical part. Can you see? I've done one part and I will go ahead to draw a line for the other part so that you can see the way I did that part. So this depends on your choice. It depends on your choice. You can do this different design of your choice, but ensure you mark first before adding your boning. This aspect will be adding our boning to it. Can you see the way I'm drawing our lines for our boning? If you want to add many bone, you can go ahead to add your boning as much as you want, but I just want few boning at this aspect, but this depends on your choice totally. Can you see what I have done so far? Can you see the lines? And that is where we'll be putting our boning, and I'll be adding our boning to every part of the lining also. So this is what it looks like after I was done adding our boning to our lining and also to the structure aspect. Can you see our structure, our shape is already coming out nice. It's already coming out nice. This conical part and all the boning we added, can you see it's already coming out nice and so fine. So the next thing is we'll be bending that part that our buste will be sitting. That is the best way I can describe it. We'll be bending that part. Can you see the way I am bending it to give it that structure that we want? You ensure you bend that part well. Ensure you bend it well. Don't be afraid of that part. Just bend it well the way I am bending it. Ensure you bend yours well. So after I was done, I went ahead to iron our boning and the main fabric. Can you see the way I am ironing? Please ensure you iron this well. And after I was done, at the neck part, that is the best way I can describe that part, which we'll be putting our boning on that part, which will give it that shape of that funnel, which will give it that shape of that funnel. Can you see? We'll go ahead to add our boning to that aspect. And after adding our boning, this is what it looks like after adding our boning. Can you see the final outcome? And I went ahead to bend that part up. Instead of making it looking flat, you go ahead to bend it to form that shape of our funnel. You go ahead to bend that part up. Can you see the way I am bending it? Please don't leave it straight. Ensure you bend it. And I went ahead to iron it up. Can you see the way I am ironing that part? Ensure you iron that part well. And after I was done, I went ahead to add our regini, our plastic boning to it to give it a well structure. But I will not be taking it up to that bent part. Can you see? I will not take it up to that bent part. I will be stopping a bit closer to that bent part. Reason being, when you add your plastic boning to that bent part will no longer be bent. So you add your plastic boning closer to it and not to that bent part. After when I was done, this is what it looks like. The final outcome. Can you see the shape where I've bent the funnel? Can you see the look? Can you see how it is looking? And this is our shape. It is already coming out well. And I've gone ahead to turn every part. Can you see the neatness? It is looking nice and neat. The next thing I'll be working on is adding our boning to where our highlight will be standing. I went ahead to mark out ½ inch to that part. Then we inserted our boning to that part and we inserted our highlight. That is the part we'll be inserting our highlight. After I was done, I went ahead to take a strip of cloth to turn the hemline. That is what we'll be using to turn the hemline. When you open up, you have 3 inch. When you close up, you have 1.5 for turning your hemline. That is what you'll be using. After I was done, I went ahead to place our bustier underneath the shapy part we have created. Can you see the way I'm doing? Just like the way I am doing, and you go ahead to tack it down just the way I have placed it. Just go ahead to tack it down. You can as well test it first before you tack it down. Use pin to pin it down, then test it on your body. If you are okay with it, you can go ahead to tack it down. And that is the final thing that you'll be working on. So at that part of our eyelet, you will be adding your eyelet to that part of it. After we are done with our highlight, this is what we have for our eyelet, and I've gone ahead to bead the hemline. Can you see the beading? And also our funnel shape, that bent part, can you see I've gone ahead to bead it? And this is what we have for the final outcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel. Thank you.